Hello, friends. It's John here. Uh, got an old brown bag meal here tonight, but I'm gonna do a little bit of talking before I get to it. Now, we all know brown bags means vintage. Uh, Ken at Nation MRE Finds sent me this, and I want you to listen to what I'm saying, y'all. Vintage meals are that, just vintage. A lot of things don't hold up in them, but yet it's a great piece of history, just to go through. The last one, I only had one or two items that was bad. I don't know how many on this is. Uh, and I'll be honest with you, I know that already when I open this bag. I opened bag up here. Let me get to where, I don't know. It's hard for me to look through this viewfinder. I think if I hold it somewhere or another, you'll see menu number 5, spaghetti with meat and sauce. Has accessory pack B. Now, this comes from Zapatco. There's an interesting item in this that I'll go into here in a little while. But I opened it up here, and when I opened that up, I got a interesting smell. Now, I won't say aroma. Aroma is something nice. I got an interesting smell. And I know there's at least one. Well, it's got the old cheese. I know that's going to be bad. We'll go into that later. But there's where I opened it, and I happened to look down here at the bottom, right along that seal. I don't know if you can see that. It's had air into it for a while. And when I open that up, I'm going to find me a place to set this here off the camera. And go ahead and put something up here in the middle of it, make it look like I'm doing something while I'm talking. There's a smell. I know something ain't right. So we're just going to go with this, go on, and I'll do one thing at a time. The interesting thing I said, that's the Patco meal. Now this is the box that the spaghetti and meat sauce come in. Yes, I've already boiled it. And this turns out to be a 1988 ration. The oldest I've eaten before on these brown bags was a 92. And it was a little bit compromised. But it's 1988. If I can get this to where you can see it. This is packed by Shelf Stable, whoops, wrong place. Shelf Stable Foods, Evansville, Indiana. You know who that is? That's Mariqual. So even back in the 80s, Mariqual and Spatco and I forget the other one right now. The three major brands, they were still swapping food backwards and forth all the way back in 1988. So I thought that was very cool. And Kenneth, I don't know how this meal is going to come out, but I thank you for sending me the oldest meal, brown bag, that I've ever attempted to try. You notice I said attempt to try. I know part of it's edible. I went ahead and mixed part of this up just to make everything a little bit easier. Over here in this corner we have maple nut cake, and now look at that. It does not say it is Zapatco. It said packed for Zapatco, Bullen, South Carolina. So your guess is as good as mine on that, and packed for Zapatco. So that pretty well, it could be theirs, it could be somebody else's. Now I'm bringing one of my fabulous $2 flea market finds here. But I tell you what, $2, and after I put a little bit of an edge on it, I think that's well spent $2. And let's see, what did I say that one was? I've done lost track. I've got my mind on trying to figure everything out right now. Maple nut cake. Let's see what this. That's a little bit bloated. Not bad, just a little bit. So we'll just play this there. Now again, 1988 makes that 40. Where's my notes at? Oh, that's just 45 years old. I don't know why anything might be a little bit stale in it. Well, okay, put my blade down here. Let's get the sniff test. Well, that don't smell bad. Crumbly, yes. And again, I don't know how much of this is edible, but if you're 40, this meal's 45 years old. And again, thank you, Ken, for there's that little corner that broke off. Nothing's hit me on the palate yet. I'm gonna get a little bit of drink of coffee. Wash that down. Been a while since I brought it out. Thank you, Art and Nina. There's my pouring MRE mug. We have old school crackers. And like I said, I can't even see this with these dark brown packages, and I've got the glare from the light. So I'm just trying to move it different ways to maybe somewhere one of y'all can pick this out. Yes. If I try to even keep it on screen, I couldn't hear a hiss if I wanted to. And I'm gonna have to bring it off, otherwise I'm gonna end up slicing my finger. Bear with me. Sorry it's taking so long. There's our two crackers. They are well, I guess you can see what I was going to say. They don't seem to be very solid. No off smell, a little bit stale. Set them to the side for a minute. Again, friends, we're talking about 45-year-old food here. So I'm just tickled to at least try it, or try a little bit of it. Again, I don't know exactly how much is going to be edible. We're just going to play this by ear as we go. Sorry, my trash pile's getting heavy. Oh, in my cup there, I put some sugar and some coffee instant type 1. And to me, that's one of the best coffees they've ever put in a military meal. Don't go bad like some of the red bags and the black bags, and it's got good flavor. Here's the one I know is bad. It says cheese spread, but I can't even get that loose, and it sounds like can't break it. So I know that one's anybody that's dealt with Old Meals cheese spread, it just don't cut it. I'm sorry. And I'm not going to open it in the house just to show you, because the house will smell like socks, sweaty socks. It's been in a gym bag for about 6 months. So I'm not going to do that. included in the meal. Spoon. Ain't going to use that tonight because I'm using Art and Nina's tactical sport. Wet nap. I'm going to keep that close. I'll make a mess for it soon. Not I'll sure need it to wipe my hand. John Wayne paper, good old lighthouse. Creamer I don't use for multiple reasons. If you watch my last video, you know at least one of them. Little thing of chiclets here. Baby bottles of Tabasco, still full and still very liquid, should be good. And some more matches, white tip. We all know what matches are and how they work, so I don't see no use in going into too much detail on that. Now, let me move my cup to the side here, and we'll bring out the main. It's still very, very hot. Due to the age, I've boiled this about 15 minutes at a rolling boil. It's just now starting to cool down enough to where I can handle it. And again, I'm reminding you, this is over 40 years old. So I don't know what kind of shape it's going to be in, what crackers are in, what the dessert is. We're just going to play this by ear. Oh, there is also a orange drink included, and color's not exactly orange, and I'm not going to tell you what's sitting on the bottom of that. So that's another one I don't have a whole lot of faith in. The rest of it, we're going to just try our best. Okay, let's give spaghetti a smell test. Well, we're just going to see. Smell is debatable, and when I put it out on the tray, I got a sort of a feeling taste is going to be debatable too. I'm just going to put that much because I already have a bad feeling. And again, I'm not picking on Ken. I'm tickled just to try something this old. But I'm not going to eat stuff like one of my heroes does. I'm not going to push my limits. I value my health too much. I've got a saying, when in doubt, throw it out, and that's what we're going to do on this one, friends. And I absolutely thank Ken for the privilege to at least try this. But I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of eating going on. And that's in no way in any disrespect to Ken, but it's, like I said, I'm glad to eat something this old, at least try to. This is the oldest meal I've consumed, well, other than peanut butter. Now, I've eaten them 50 years old or more, but you can't ruin peanut butter in them old tins. Probably can't run it in one of these new packs we got. Let's see. Okay, get my courage up. Get me some type 1 coffee here. Art and Nina's mug. Okay, let's go easy. Start out simple first. Some of the crackers. Well, that's back when they actually put salt on them. They're pretty good. A little stale, but like I said, you got to remember the age on this, y'all. I'm just tickled death just to say I actually got a chance to try it. Drinking my orange juice, which I think it'll probably be the only drink from the color and what's sitting on the bottom, but we're going to give it a try anyway. What I said about that being the only drink of it, I called that right. That's somewhere between ammonia and turpentine. Let's see here. Our pound cake. I think it was pound cake. Anyway, our dessert. Let's try a little bit bigger piece. Oh, that's a nut in that. Oh, I got a feeling you all are not going to be impressed with this review. I think this is going to be a history lesson more than a review. Let's go ahead and try just a little piece. No. No. Oh, Lord. If I had took a bigger piece, I'd have. Anyway, I'm sorry. That's compromised as well. Now we're down to the big boys here. And like I said, that don't. I'm gonna just get a little bit to show you. That don't look like no spaghetti and sauce I've tried. Whew, boy. Well, I'm afraid that one didn't hardly make it either. Excuse me. Knew that John Wayne paper come in useful. And even after that, I think I'm gonna open up my wet nap here. I got a steady supply of them, so using one on camera ain't gonna hurt nothing. Let's see. It's not alcohol. It's not lemon. I can't tell you what that aroma is. I say it's somehow or another it's part of the food is. Let's open that up here. Get my eyes adjusted. There we go. You know it's bad even when the wet nap's got a funky wang to it. I can't believe I'm trying something that's 45 years old. Well, if you're wanting good food, I don't think you watching the right video. So, oh, I forgot my chiclets here. Sure, that ain't got that taste too. Chiclets. And white's peppermint. Let's give these a shot. A little bit dry, but other than that, tastes like peppermint. Again, I'm sorry this was not an exciting review, but it's a great trip back through history. And I thank Ken for sending this to me. This is the oldest meal officially that I've eaten on camera. I think it's the oldest meal officially besides just peanut butter from one of them old tin cans we had over in Vietnam. I believe this is the oldest meal I've ever tried. So I thank you, Ken, greatly for that. I'm sorry the quality wasn't there, but again, we're looking at 45 years. So I'm tickled to death. I may have to fix me a little bit of breakfast after a while, but I'm tickled to death with this. So there's not too many people who get a chance to try that. So well, friends, I'm sorry this review didn't um, turn out exactly for the best, but it's a good learning lesson, good history lesson. If it don't work out, I've always got something to fall back on. I bought this old sow a couple of days ago. I like bacon, like pork chops, like a little bit of everything. I got thinking, well, instead of killing this one, why don't I just have a bread and we'll have bacon on the hoof running around here everywhere. Now, I got a neighbor, got an old boar about 4 or 5 houses down. Well, called him. I said, you care if we breed this old sow? He said, no. I'd say my boar would be pretty happy about it. Well, I put down the tailgate in my pickup truck and loaded the old sow, took her down there and come back home, got me something cold to drink, and went back in a few hours, brought the sow back here to the house. And the old boy told me, said, well, if you think she's pregnant, she'll probably start acting just a little bit different. Well, I watched her 2 days, same old sow. Just, I said, well, we'll take her down there again. So, put my tailgate down, got her loaded in the truck, went back down to my neighbor and left her there. This time I left her there about 6 hours. And went and got her, brought her home. He said, just watch her, see if she's doing anything different. Well, I watched her for about 3 or 4 days this time. Nope, same old stuff. I thought, well, we're going to take her down there and try her again. So I went out to find her that morning and couldn't figure out where she's at. And went out there and she was down there with her front hooves up there on that tailgate trying to get it down. I don't know what that meant, but anyway, awesome try on this meal. Thank you, Kenny. I'm sorry the food didn't hold up, but 45 years, well, it it's going to be compromised a little bit, and I'm sorry it got most of this one. So I still enjoyed trying it, and I appreciate you giving me the privilege to try one this old. This is a record for me. Thank you, Ken Nation. From Somerset, Kentucky, I want to tell you peace and prayers. Hey, it's John here. Y'all have a good weekend that's coming up. All right. Talk to y'all later.